What's up, everybody? Got a good one for you today. So I'm bringing on Rob. He's a newer operator, and he's got some questions for me. And so him and I were just chatting on Facebook Messenger, and I decided that I think it would be good value for everyone to do interviews with newer operators or operators that have questions, because obviously I get the same questions all the time, right? So, anyways, let's say what's up to Rob. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Morning
So
started off pretty good.
cool. So give us a little bit of a background on yourself, where you're from, how many units you got, your company, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, my name's Rob. I'm the owner of The Bounce. We're located out of Richmond, Texas, a little south of Houston, Texas. Was raised in Southwest Houston, Texas, still out here in Southwest. We have 7 units. We had 8. Just started in July, and I am looking to possibly make this a full-time career. Right now, it is part-time, weekends only. We do weekday setups if they are requested. But yeah, I would actually like to grow this to what I could build to myself, what I can max out to myself. So maybe 15, maybe 18 units, and then go from there.
Very cool, very cool. So yeah, Houston's obviously a big market. That's a very, very big city. Most people don't understand how big Houston is. It's just a hop and a skip away from me in New Orleans. So I go there, whatever, every now and then, and it's just mind-boggling how big Houston is. So
Yes, sir.
that's awesome. Okay, cool. So wanting to grow from the side hustle into the full-time gig, that's a totally normal. Most people want to do that, because working for yourself, while it does have its challenges or its stresses, if you will, for me, those are far outweighed by all the benefits, because you're the boss. You get to do whatever you want. I'm
Yeah.
in freaking flip-flops today. So anyway, so yeah, so in order to scale that, what are your questions that you have? We'll just throw it straight to you and kind of get rolling that way.
Mainly the main questions I have. Obviously, I just started in July, so at the end of the summer season. My main question is marketing during the winter season, because that has mainly been a struggle. Obviously we're limited on our units that we could get out, being a new company. But when we first started, I was getting out 3-4 a weekend, every weekend, and during the winter season, it's pretty much, if we're lucky, 1 a weekend right now. So I just want
Right.
to
And
see what I could do as far as marketing. I mean, it's pretty much just word of mouth and marketplace. I mean, marketplace hasn't brought me anything since the summer, but it's just all word of mouth that's been coming in. I had the Google page set up, we had the Facebook page set up, but we dumped, quite a bit money into the Facebook marketing, and spoke to a few people, and they told us, I guess, we weren't advertising it correctly, putting it together correctly. So we pretty much just threw our money away. So we stopped doing that right now. But
yeah,
I just want to see
uh,
what I'm missing, or get any angle of it, because obviously I want to grow.
yeah. So in the winter, you're going to naturally go from, right. Cause so my company's bigger than yours, but we're going to go from 15 to 20 rentals a weekend in the summer. And then as it tapers down, right. Let's see, let me think through this. So October 31st, like Halloween is our biggest, rental weekend, basically. It stays pretty consistent through November, but it does start to shrink. And then after Thanksgiving, it goes whoop and tightens way up to where you're talking 2, 3, 4. 4 is probably a realistic number there for a minute, until you get to January. And then we had a couple weekends, we sent 3 units. There was one weekend we sent 1. It's just a natural kind of cadence. The people that have winter birthdays or have winter parties are just not going to be looking to rent from you like crazy. The good thing about that is, for Facebook ads, your ad spend is based on how many people click it. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
you're not paying any money. So basically, if you can build a good ad product or a good ad campaign in Facebook, it's going to scale with the season. And then obviously you can set the parameters on it. So my best advice, though, is for sure the Facebook ads. So then that would mean I would ask you, how did you set up yours, or how did you guys build yours?
Well, I actually had my wife set it up, and it was just, the basic setup, had our names, our number on there, family owned business, and then, the pictures of the units that we have and, everything that's available. And that's pretty much it. And then, every other day we would just put a new post up and, try to keep it rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Okay.
were getting the views and the clicks and like everything, but I mean, we had like a couple thousand clicks, I believe, and we got one person that rented from us off of that. So,
Yes,
we
you paid a
put,
lot of money for.
yeah, we put, I want to say $700+ in like 2-3 months of advertisement, $50 here, $50 there, 70 there, like really quick, and I don't know. I just told her that I just felt like it wasn't worth the amount of money just because we weren't getting rentals out,
Right.
And then also another thing too is we're just buying unit by unit. We get one unit, it pays for itself, and then we go and get the next unit, and it pays for the next one.
Right.
So
So when she did the Facebook ad, do you know any of the kind of mechanics of how she set up the ad? Because there's a couple different ways you can do it. There's number one, you can do, and this is the one that Facebook pushes the most, and this is the worst one. You can do boost a post. So basically, it'll tell you, you posted this to your Facebook page, click this button and put X number of dollars behind it. And basically, what you're doing is paying to make that post go to the top of people's feeds. And that one, I'm not saying it can't work, because it obviously has, right? You're spending a lot of money for a little return on those, if you get a return, because most of the times they don't work, right? It's just a random Facebook post you put money behind. The second way to do it is, in my opinion, probably the best for most new people, and that is through the Facebook Suite. No, what is it? The Business Suite app. So you go into your Business Suite app. I'm on a load. But in here, there's an ad product. There we go. And this is my Christmas light business, but it's all the same. So then there's a little ads button, and then it'll load up. And then in there, you can build an ad pretty easily. Yeah, it's not going to let me do it. But if you go through, if you go over to my YouTube page, there's a marketing video that I made. That's Bounce House Business Marketing. And I literally had it screen record my phone and walk through the process of how I was doing mine. And this was about a year ago, a little less than a year ago, of how I was doing on there. The ad return on those is pretty legit. Like, I mean, I was spending $50 a month and getting like 5 or 6 bookings.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty legit. So that's the best way to do it, just because it's user friendly on the phone. It's intuitive. You can add whatever pics you want from your camera roll or from the page. It's pretty good. The best way to do it is on your computer through the Facebook Ads Manager, and that is complex to a degree. Obviously, it depends on how good you are with computers, but the amount of stuff you can go through and set up an ad, the groups you can target, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, is crazy. What I would suggest is go to the Event Hawk. So do you know what Event Hawk is?
Yeah, I've seen them. I have that written down too. I was going to ask you about those.
So Tariq makes, like, Event Hawk has its own YouTube channel that Tariq makes videos for, and legitimately they're almost all like an hour long, and he legitimately goes through and shows you step by step how to set it up, the Facebook pixel, all that. It is more complex, but I mean, you're talking return on ad spend, it gets ridiculous in there when you set it up right, or you go through the time to learn that. So that for sure, in my opinion, I mean, Facebook ads are literally the best ad product in the history of humankind, just because you can spend this much money and get this much return.
Yes.
I had a long time ago, I had the news channel, or the local channel 4 or whatever around here, New Orleans. They contacted me they wanted me to do a commercial during prime time for my Christmas light business. And so I kind of laughed at the guy. I said, bro, there's no way you're going to be able to match what I'm doing. I spent $100 on ads and did 10K in sales in Christmas. I said, now, if you can hit that ROI, I will make you a commercial. I said, so send over, all the stuff. The amount, I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but the amount of money that it costs to build a commercial for prime time or during the news or whatever is insanely high. Plus, that's just what you're paying channel for. That's not producing the damn commercial. And so I called him back. I said, dude, not a chance. You know what I mean? Facebook stuff is so much better because I can tell it. I want it to go to moms who are 35 years old, who live within 10 miles of here. You know what I mean? But
Yes.
what I would tell you to do is just start getting yourself familiar with it at your size, 7 units. It's not something that's going to absolutely turn the tides. You know what I mean? But it will pay for itself, so to speak, once you
Okay.
get good at it.
Okay. I
Yeah,
have
go ahead.
another question. Do you think well, the Event Hawk, obviously I saw they have like a membership. It's like $100 a month or something like that, and they guarantee like they have a lot of stuff that they promise. So it looks pretty promising.
Yeah, so I just got with Tariq and got it activated on my site, and I mean, the like quote unquote the next day had leads coming through the Event Hawk. It's like a little pop up window that comes on your website. If you guys want to check it out, go to my website. It's thejumpoff.com, and you can kind of see how the Event Hawk thing works. But I mean, I had leads coming through the next day.
Oh wow.
Now that I don't know if I'm 2 weeks or 3 weeks away from just starting it. Now is when it's really starting to pay off. I'm seeing. So basically, what I do is if you go through and fill out the Event Hawk stuff, like it tells you there's a sale going on. Do you want your sale? They put in their info, they get a promo code. And now I'm seeing that promo code get put in at checkout pretty regularly. And and I've got mine set for $10 off a rental, which for more rentals is right, totally worth it.
Yes, sir.
Um, yeah, and I'm seeing it come through and it's adding business. I'm crushing last year's numbers. Um, Event Hawk. So this is off the top of my head. Event Hawk's $97 a month, but if you pay for the whole year in one shot, it's $77 a month, I think.
Okay.
$1,000 a year, I think. And yeah, and you get that little slide in. And what I would tell you is get in touch with them. Go to their website, eventhawk360.com, and get in touch with them. You can get a demo. You can go and do like a group Zoom meeting with Tariq, ask all your questions to him, and learn about it. Is it worth it at 7 units? I'm not totally positive on that. I'm too new to the actual service. My gut tells me probably, but that's definitely a question for Tariq. But Event Hawk has so far been pretty awesome. And then you can also have Event Hawk do your Google ads, which I don't know if you've ever tried to do Google ads, but oh God, it's 3 times more complex than Facebook. So it's kind of like I followed along with Tariq on one of his YouTube videos. I set up my whole Google ad and it sucked. Like it just was not crisp, you know what I mean? And so I just was like, you know what, dude, this is so worth the money at my size. So I pay them. So Event Hawk does my Google ads, which is that one's about $300. No, $200 extra a month. So I'm paying them about $300 a month to do my Google. You can also pay them to do your Facebook ad. That's more expensive because it's more complex from a creation standpoint because you got to have the pictures and videos in there. And so it's kind of subjective. So whereas a Google ad, right, they just crank out Google ads like crazy because it's just words. So I do not have them doing my Facebook, but I have them doing my Google, and then I have the slide in. You also get access to the Event Hawk Facebook group, and then you also get some deals. Like Tariq had a deal going on with, I want to say Tent and Table, I think. Could be wrong on that, but just Event Hawk users, we were able to get. They were doing an obstacle course kind of flash sale or whatever, so we get good deals on that. And then there's other deals you can get along the way. I think Inflatable Office has a thing with them, like so it's pretty legit. But I would do one of those meetings with Tariq, and then you can ask him all your questions. Yeah, do you guys have a website?
We have a basic. You Google, our
Oh yeah.
name, and then it'll pull up, and then you can see our pictures, and that's about it. you still have to like contact us to book. I don't have online booking or anything like that yet. I don't feel like I'm at that point where they have to book online. I feel like I could still handle it myself.
That's why you're not seeing high return on your Facebook ad spend. My favorite analogy I've been using lately is think how much shit you buy from Amazon. How many times you ever talk to anybody at Amazon? Not that all our customers don't want to talk to us, but most of them don't want to talk to us. They just want to go click, find their thing, and reserve, and they don't want to have to wait and go back and forth with you via text message or Facebook Messenger, however you're doing it, to book a unit. Website turns you from a side hustle into a legitimate business, because when somebody goes to your website, right, if it's a well-made website, it looks like you're a huge company. You appear to them like a big trusted company. I just put a plugin on my front page that rotates my Google reviews, and it just adds a level of professionalism to your
Okay.
business that's going to take it to the next level. The other thing about that is it gives you a place to send everybody. Hey, I wanted to see what you have available for, next weekend. Well, dude, there you go. Go check it out. Go check it out. Go check it out. It gives you a place to send Facebook or your Facebook ad. It gives you a place to send a Google ad. It gets all that going. I was like you. I was real organized. I had my system, my pen and paper system, and then I switched it to my phone, and I was booking everything. I'm good with people, so I like to talk to them. I waited forever to get a website because it was just, I viewed it as an expense I didn't need. I finally got with Inflatable Office about a year ago. It was literally like a year and a week ago. It takes a second for your website to kind of get going, for Google to crawl it so it shows up on, so it starts to show up on search. But once it does, it's just like a hockey stick of business. And the what do I pay? $120 that I pay Inflatable Office a month. I mean, that's half of one rental of a combo. And I book so many more combos. It's insane. Like, here, let me give you, for instance, I got my spreadsheet right here. I was just putting in my numbers yesterday morning. So let me get over to this. Okay, so in February, I was up 377% versus last year.
Wow.
377. So that's almost 5x more business. And yes, my inventory has changed a little bit. I really don't have that many more slides than I had last year. And stuff's not that updated either. But it's just crazy how fast we crank out business now versus last year. I mean, I'm doing numbers now that we're close to summer 2020, like badass summer 2020 weekends. I'm doing now in February.
And you think that's because of the Inflatable Office and the
Yeah.
website and everything?
Yep. And obviously, I've got a whole year worth of business that I've done. We give everybody a little magnet, you know what I mean? So this is on everybody's fridge on the entire North Shore, if it'll focus on it. There you go. It's on everybody's freaking fridge.
Yeah, instead of a business card, so that way they can see it.
I tell them, and I train my guys. I give them this. I go, here's a magnet, dude, so you can find us next time you need us to book. Throw that on the fridge, the beer fridge, whatever, and then that just lives. There you go. That just lives. So I mean, a year's worth of those too. But yeah, I mean, I give most of the credit to that just because I'm online and established online. I've got Facebook ads I'm running to the website. I've got Tariq running the Google stuff to the website. So it's on steroids. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The thing about Inflatable Office too is under 10 units, you're free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's free. The only thing you do have to pay for is like I just always call it the web hosting, but it costs Inflatable Office to have your website, on the internet. It costs money. So you got to pay that. And so it's like something technical, SSL fee or something like that, but it's $39.99 a month. And then everything with Inflatable Office is free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then once you get over 10 units, then it would cost you that same 40 plus 90, 80 or 90. So then that's where you get up to the 130 a month.
Okay.
But it's the most worth. I mean, The first time I got my electric dolly, I got my rolls all electric dolly. I was like telling everybody, it's the best thing you can do. Oh my God. Then I got the website. I'm like, dude, I would push every unit manually just to pay for the website if I had to. I don't have to, thank God, but it's the website's number one tool. Electric dolly is number two tool. Yeah, so just go to inflatableoffice.com, I believe. You can get a free demo with them. And then I actually just did an interview with Tim, the founder of Inflatable Office. That video went up live on the channel last week, so you can go check out that. There should be a little card that pops in over there right now that you can go check out that video if you're watching this YouTube video. Kind of gives the background of the company, and then we kind of talk about what it can do for you, and then it's just like it's legit.
I'll definitely have to check it out.
And the other thing too is it makes your life easier. Like you literally go in and there's a delivery planner button. You click it and like it loads a Google map, and then all the leads that you have booked for that day. Like, and you can choose days or whatever, but all that, and then you just click auto load and it thinks for a second and it clicks in and it makes your route for you, a nice little circle.
Okay.
It's legit. And I switch mine up because we run 2 trucks and we're kind of a spread out area. So, but I can just drag around, be like, nah, I want to drop this one off last. I'm going to do this one first. And I can just click and drag around, the names of the people. It's freaking cool.
We do, usually within 20 miles free delivery. And then after that, we charge a delivery fee. I wanted to know, in your opinion, what you think is too far for a delivery.
I mean, that's going to be differing opinions for everybody. We go, quote unquote, everywhere. I literally had a lady that wanted a quote from Texas. And I said, girl, you're 6 hours away or whatever, 5 hours away or something. I said, but we'll do it. I said, it ain't going to be cheap. Yeah. But we go everywhere. So we have our radius. You said it in Inflatable Office, actually, but a radius around the warehouse that's, I want to say I have mine set for 12 or 13 miles right now. And I have it set specifically like, I want to go right to this street in Mandeville and this street over in Ponchatoula. Right, mine's very dialed in. And then after that, as of right now, I think it's $4.05 a mile is what $4.05 a mile after the 12. So the 13th mile costs $4. As it gets busier, that number goes up. The $4 number goes up as we get busier. I get closer to Easter, I'm going to send that thing to $15. You know what I mean? That way, Easter is mega busy, but it'll be concentrated where, people an hour and a half away are going to get a quote and, the delivery fee is going to be $800. I do that on purpose because it is impossible. If you don't have a delivery fee, it is impossible to get to all the deliveries on time. That's why it's in there. And so as we get bigger, that $4 number goes up. As we get busier, it goes up. 4th of July, I send it up to $15-20 a mile too, because I don't want to be driving, across the lake or way over here, way over there. I want everything concentrated close by. And then I bring it back down. I know people that literally won't deliver anything over 15 miles. It's just kind of whatever you think is worth your while, worth your time. For me, I quit my job when I had 2 units. So I needed every dime I could get my little hands on, right? So I would go anywhere. I was doing deliveries in freaking up to Mississippi from where I'm at, and I would charge them a delivery fee, but like I tried to keep it as low as possible so they wouldn't say no. They're like, yeah, how about $35? It's like I wanted the $250 rental, whatever. I was such a small company. It's like if I didn't take it in Mississippi, I wasn't going to get it nearby. So yeah, so to me, I'm like, I'll take the 250 over 0. And then as you get bigger, that's when I start to shrink that because now it's the opposite. It's like, dude, if I got to drive this to Mississippi, my neighbor around the corner would rent it from me if it was available. Yeah, but
we
just
kind of very, we deliver anywhere as long as they're willing to pay the delivery fee.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong, just whatever whatever's right for you.
In the summer, any recommendations on certain type of units to buy? Obviously, wet is going to be,
Yeah, I mean, your climate's so freaking close to my climate in New Orleans. It's water slides and combos. Where I live, like I don't live in New Orleans proper. Like I live right across Lake Pontchartrain in what's called the North Shore, and we have big yards here. So for me, bounce houses suck for 2 reasons. One, people don't rent them because they have the room to fit the big stuff. They want the big stuff. Number two, it's so damn hot. They don't rent in the summer at all because it's too freaking hot. They gotta have water on them. So for you, you're basically in the same situation as me. I just don't know what your houses look like, what your yards look like. But for me, it's combos make the most consistent money, meaning you'll book it 52 weeks a year.
Oh,
And
wow.
so it's going to be consistent. A combo, I'm just going to throw random numbers at you, but let's say a combo makes you $7,000 a year, but it's consistent. That's why I like having those, because in November, they're still going out, right? I'm getting less money on them in the summer, but in November, they're paying all the bills. Then the water slides, and you'll be able to find your sweet spot of your water slides too, as far as size goes. But for me, an 18-foot water slide, whereas a combo is going to make 7,000, an 18-foot water slide makes 10,000. But then it's very concentrated from, we start booking water slides, really actually start booking them in April. We have a couple already going out next weekend, but in
Wow.
April, but then May, June, July, August, September, big for water slides. And then end of September, it turns off literally 5 to 0, 5, 6, 7, 8 rentals to 0 the next weekend. And
Okay.
so they make more money in that window, but then that's all the money they make. And so,
Yep.
yeah, just find yourself a good balance between combos and water slides, and then just buy. I suggest two things: buy different sized water slides. Like I bought a small one from EZ last year, 15-footer. Insane how many times it rented out. It was going out 3 times a weekend, almost every weekend. And so then I freaking bought, and it was a purple crush. So then I just called Eddie and then bought a freaking blue one too. So now I got 2 of those, and those were bonkers. But it's just because we got little kids in our area. There's a lot of smaller kids.
Mm-hmm.
The 18-foot slides are the king for me. It's just, if I had infinity 18-foot slides, I swear to God, they'd all rent out every weekend. It's nuts.
Oh, wow.
And then over 20, definitely do good business. And they are consistent. They go out once or twice a week. It's not as hot of an item as an 18-foot slide. But just buy buy different sizes, and then the other part of that is buy different brands. Like, so I bought the Easy slide was crazy, the purple crush. So then I bought the blue crush kind of midsummer. I bought an HEC slide that was an 18-foot tiki plunge. Like, I literally just bought it because they had it. I just needed something that's like all they had at the time. That thing was insanely busy. And then I just got a tent and table 18-footer. I just got a jump orange 18-footer last week. And then I'm just trying to kind of diversify. Oh, I got a Bounce and Angels combo I just got. I just try to diversify those brands to kind of try them all out, see what I like, see what the clients like. And then now I'm at the point to where basically after this summer, I'll know exactly kind of what my clientele is dialed to. Then I will start buying multiples, meaning I won't just, call Eddie and buy one 15-foot purple crush or 18-foot blue hurricane or whatever. I'll call them and buy 5 of the exact same unit, because I'll know what's popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think where we're at, I'm out here in the country. I literally got a cornfield in the back of my house, but pretty much everyone I rent to, their backyards you could barely fit a bounce house of 15 by 15 back there,
Right.
So I have a mega combo, and it's a side entrance, and it's heck to put that thing in people's backyard. It's always angled funny,
Right.
I set it up for some people we know, and they came out their backyard and straight into the entrance because it was so tight. So I've been looking at different combos. I want to get a bigger slide, but I'm kind of iffy on if I can even set it up anywhere. I mean, some people do have the yards, but the majority of them don't at all. I could barely, our gates, some people have really big gates where you could drive a car through it. There's some people have gates where you could barely even fit a regular 13 by 13 through it. I don't want to buy the wrong thing. I do want an 18-foot slide because I want to experience, people have asked me for bigger slides, but I don't want to get something that I can't set up for one person a summer,
Yeah, I mean, I would pull the trigger on it. The slide will pay itself back, it'll quote unquote pay itself off really, really quickly in the summer. And then if you're having trouble renting it, you can resell it. If you resell it quickly, you can resell it for, obviously not what you paid for it retail, but you can resell it for close enough to where the money you lose on the resale, you will much greater, have gained in renting it. And you may be
So
surprised too. You may get an 18-foot slide bag. Fuck, I hope somebody rents this thing. Oh, the yards are so small. And then it's gangbusters, right? Because the people with small yards know to stay away from it. And you may just get big yards renting it. You don't know.
how do you deal with competition?
I treat them like gold, dude. I mean, the thing about it is, whatever you're going to do, everybody's going to copy. Like, so
Oh, yeah.
I drove, my neighborhood is adjacent to my parents' neighborhood, but they don't connect. And so I drove in there. My parents were watching the kids because my wife owns a hair salon. So she's working on Saturdays, right? And I'm not dropping units. So I go to pick up the kids after dropping units. And there's an 18-foot dry slide in the front yard across the street, 3 houses down from them. And the whole neighborhood knows who I am, right? And I'm like, what? Bro, they have yard signs that are the exact same as my yard signs up front. Like, they did a badass job. And I'm like, on my own turf.
Yeah, they probably got it off your YouTube video too.
Yep. So, if you just follow, my marketing stuff, right? And you're gonna want to tweak it. Don't just go be a mini me, but follow what I do. It works if you do a good job. Period. Right. And that part is the part that a lot of people don't understand. It's not automatic. So your neighbors down the street and then across the street and then on the corner, they may all have 2 or 3 units, but if they don't do a good job, it's just going to be a side hustle forever. They're going to, in order to get clients, they're going to undercut you on price. Those are clients that don't want you anyway, right? Because it's a race to the bottom with those clients. And yes, did I build the jump off by racing to the bottom? Hell yes, I did. Now I'm the most expensive. You know what I mean? And so with your competition, basically what I do is I just kind of befriend them out of friendliness, not out of necessity, not out of manipulation. So I saw that yard sign. I hadn't heard of that company, which is rare. I know everybody around here. And so I go look them up. They have like 7, 8 units. You know what I mean? They're a smaller company. And a lot of theirs is the white ones for like wedding bounce house, like that wedding bounce house. And so I'm like, dude, right, I'm good. They've got 1 slide and I think 2 combos in a bounce house. Everything else is white, which I don't do. And so I'm like, all right, cool, I'm good. I sent them a message, just to kind of say, hey, what's up? I'm based in Madisonville. They're in the neighboring city, but just kind of say what's up. Like Christmas lights is a similar type of thing. There's about 5 of us around here, 1 giant one, and then 4 of us that are, all similar size. Hunter's way bigger than us, but 4 of us that are individuals. I mean, I literally went and had coffee with Keith just the other day, and he's, our markets are right on top of each other. I see his signs on yards with Christmas lights on, but it's like, I'd rather go out to lunch with Keith, befriend him, you know what I mean? And then we can kind of work together, so to speak, to make sure that the industry stays good, that the market stays good. Then if I'm ever out of something or in a pickle, or I had one where, dude, I just fucked it up. My admin scheduled the install on the wrong day, and we didn't catch it until the night before. And I had a giant one. I just I can't. So I had to push him 2 weeks. He was pissed. You know what I mean? So I just said, look, I'm going to see if I can get somebody else to handle you and get you installed sooner, and tried to literally give a $980 setup on a house. I tried to give away to my competition because the guy was upset with me. You know what I mean? We ended up working it out, and I ended up still lighting his house. You know what I mean? But having the friends where I can go, I can trust them is awesome, right? You have a blower that goes out on 4th of July and you're screwed. You could just call somebody up like, bro, I'm dying. Let me give you $50. Come pick up a blower, whatever. And then it also kind of gives you somebody that you can bounce ideas off of, right? They're going to be a different human being that sees everything differently. And so you can go out to coffee with them and say, hey, bro, what are you thinking on these 18-foot slides? I just bought one, and and they'll say, yeah, my rule is you have to put it in the driveway, or my rule is, whatever. They're going to help keep that, keep your pencil sharpened.
Okay. Yeah, I had went down there and gave him some rope that I cut up because he didn't have straps to roll it up or anything. So I went down there and helped him out. But I mean, I'm not worried about that I know my work ethic and, will push me forward. That goes a long ways.
Yeah, I'm a
Um,
people person, and I love people, and I love working with people, mentoring people. But I'm highly competitive. So in the business world, I'm trying to crush everybody.
oh
You know what
yeah.
I mean? So when it comes to that, it's like, dude, I'm out for blood. But as soon as you step off the field, dude, I'm the first one to dab you up and give you a hug. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like
Yeah.
I'd rather be homies with them. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to outmarket them. I'm going to out hustle them. I'm going to out customer service them. I'm going to have better units. I am going to crush them. They are not going to be able to keep up. However, I'm going to do everything I can to help them keep up. Do you use Discord? Do you know what Discord is?
I know what Discord is. I don't use it, but I know what it is.
Okay. Yeah, so I started a Discord, right? Because everybody's got a Facebook group, and there's fucking 9,000 Facebook groups. I'm like, I'm good, dude. I like to be different, and I like to kind of look to the future, and I think Discord's going to be the future. So I started a Discord for Bounce House entrepreneurs. It's pretty freaking active and busy. A lot of the people in there are new. Tariq's in there now. I don't know if Tim has jumped in yet from Inflatable Office, but he said he's going to. And
Okay.
so I'm trying to build that Discord to where it can be a community where you can get right because everybody's DMing me from YouTube, which I love, but it's getting to the point where it's like, holy God, I can't. I'm still able to answer everybody, but like I used to type out badass answers. Now it's like no punctuation. I just try and fly through as fast as I can. You know what I mean? So it's like I want to build that Discord to where everybody can come in there, and then I'm in the Discord all the time as much as I can too, but to where it's kind of like can crowdsource. So for everybody watching at home, the link is in the description. Go join the Discord. If you've never used Discord, it's kind of like Facebook group without all the drama. I make sure to keep everything positive. Make sure to keep everything optimistic, no negativity, no cynicism, no bullshit. And then it also kind of interacts almost like a group text. So it's just like a big long string of messages, and you can reply to people and emojis, pictures, but it's pretty freaking cool. Once it starts to get really big, or I don't say really big, but bigger, I'll be able to put in some automations and some cool stuff in there. I haven't started doing that yet just because it's at like 90 people. So
Okay.
wait till we get to 1,000 to start doing some cool stuff. But jump in there, you get all your questions answered. I'm interacting in there all the freaking time. I try to answer every question that comes out that somebody else doesn't already answer well. Yeah, it's a pretty good little resource.
Okay. Oh, I remember the question. When I put my ads up on my Facebook page, I post the pictures. Obviously, I'm posting the prices of my units. Am I messing up doing that?
So from what I understand, I'm gonna actually tweak this, but when I had Tariq on from Event Hawk, when I had him on the interview show, I actually asked him, right? Because I said, Google ads, you're gonna do my Google ads, cool. Facebook ads, those are ones that I feel are easier, or I guess you could say doable well for an operator to do, right? I said, so what do you do? Like, what's the pictures that are good? What do you want to target? You target the moms, and I don't remember exactly everything he said, but he surprised me with his answer. He said the thing that works the best or that will over-index the best is just a video of kids jumping on bounce houses. Video. So I'm gonna put together like my neighborhood's chock full of kids, right? And they all wear these shirts all the time. But I'm gonna put together like I got a bounce house sitting in my front yard. I'm gonna try and do it today because the kids are out for Mardi Gras. So I'm just gonna film the kids jumping on the bounce house, pull up a slide, film them going down the slide, and then I'm gonna kind of chop it up and edit it together to make it almost like a little commercial type of
Okay.
deal. And I'm gonna have it's all kind of in my brain, but some words will pop on there. The jump off, rent a bounce house. Kids love it. I don't know what it's going to say, right? We'll kind of make it as I go. And then I'm going to put the video, and that's going to be the ad.
Okay.
It won't be pictures. It won't be whatever. I will say this: last year, making the ads through my phone on the Facebook Market Suite or whatever, Meta Market Suite or whatever it's called, the best place that I over-indexed on my ads was actually when Facebook would show my ad in Marketplace. And so, right, because you tell it where you want it to show, and I just always put everywhere. And then I'd go in and look at the analytics, and it was like the bar was like this long for people that clicked from Marketplace, and then all the other ones are like this big. So I was like, well, shit, I'm going to make all my ads look like dope Marketplace posts, but it'll be sponsored in there. And then you can do a carousel where you can do 5 pictures. And so then I word it all right. If you go watch my marketing video, I walk you through how I used to do it. And I will probably do the same thing this year because it works, right? But then I try to make it look like the most beautiful marketplace post, curated marketplace post possible. And that was where my ad spend was really freaking good. So yeah, video, and then make it look like a marketplace. Better pictures too. Like if you go, I still have stuff on Marketplace, right? I still use it because it's freaking free. People get all uppity. They're like, those aren't my clients. I'm like, dog, a client's a client. I don't, a lead's a lead. And Facebook Marketplace is free. It built the jump off. That was the only place I marketed for a long time. Now I don't do much business out of Marketplace hardly at all, right? And they got to go book on the website too. It's not, right? They still got to go pay the deposit. They still got to go do everything normal. But I kind of figured out, dude, let me make my marketplace pictures dope. So I just take them with my phone, but try and get a good angle. You know, the sun's in the right spot when I set it up at somebody's house. It's got woods behind it, whatever, where you look at it, you're like, oh, that's a dope picture. Then I go through just all in the phone, but change the levels, change the saturation, make the sky super blue or whatever. And then when I post that at Marketplace, it jumps off the page compared to all the other
pictures,
bullshit pictures that are in there.
Okay.
People take it long way, not knowing that Facebook wants it tall way. So then it zooms in on the picture and you see like this little teeny part of the slide until you pick. Yeah, you take them long way. Like there's lots of different ways to go about it.
Do you think we're missing out not doing TikTok?
Oh, dude, that is a badass question. At the perfect time. I had a video yesterday go to 2.2 million.
You're a rolling cord?
The rolling the cord one.
Yeah.
Just crazy. No, I don't think you're missing out by not doing TikTok. In my opinion, for local business, it's hard. And I'm saying this from kind of a place of ignorance. I don't know TikTok that well. I have a whole bunch on there. I've gone to 200,000 views before. I've gone to 30,000 views before. That's my first time I ever cracked a mill, and it went to 2 point something, and it's still going. But for me, a local business making TikToks, I just don't see how it's going to translate into business quickly, so to speak. That being said, I think if you're not on TikTok a year ago, you're doing it wrong because it's clear and obvious that TikTok is on its way to be the king. How to spin that into business is what I'm going to start experimenting with now. So I've been trying to repurpose my old content that I already had posted, mostly on YouTube is where I make up most of my content for, trying to repurpose it for TikTok, and it just failed. It just never, ever worked. So then I started trying to make a TikTok post or video or whatever that was on trend. I suck at it. I'm not funny. I don't know I don't consume any content. You know what I mean? I don't watch any TikTok. I don't watch YouTube. I don't do anything. I make shit. So I couldn't get it right. And the voices, little voice. Yeah, dude. And so I was driving around delivering slides alone the other day, and all of a sudden it popped in my head. I'm like, I know I suck at TikTok. I'm trying to make content that other people make. I don't do that. I said, if I'm going to win on that platform, I got to do it the way I do it, which is teaching. I love to teach, and it's what I do. And so we were out picking up slides, me and Tyler, a kid that works for me, his name's Tyler. Go follow him on Instagram if you're watching this. He's a power lifter. He's freaking huge. He's only 17. He squats like 680 or something ridiculous. His Instagram is Keller Lifts, Keller, Keller Lifts. So he's big on Instagram, and he's got a big following on TikTok too. He knows what he's doing, right? So I said, Tyler, dude, I want to film a TikTok video. I just handed him my phone. I said, just shoot this. And the camera was already open. And so I'm about to roll this cord. That was that cord one. I said, I'm about to roll this cord. He goes, before you roll it, because you're going to go fast, because I know I've seen you do this or something, challenge everybody else to beat you. That's what's going to do well. I'm like, okay, that's random. So as I'm rolling the cord, I don't even know what I'm going to say. And then I say, if you think you can do it faster. And then I was like, dude, you were freaking right. So he told me what to say or told me what to inject into me teaching, and it went crazy. So I'm like, done. Now I know what to do on TikTok. Start teaching just like I do on YouTube, but it's got to be in that TikTok format. You know what I mean? And then it's off to the races. Now, what I'm going to be able to do with it, I just am skeptical to say that the jump off's going to get a bunch of bookings out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'll help me grow my personal brand, which is something I want to do. That's why my YouTube channel is just my name. You know what I mean? That's why just my name is here, over there. You know what I mean? That's why my rolling straps that I sell are from my personal website, nickglassett.com. So for me, TikTok is going to be fantastic. I went from 1,800 followers to like 7,500 off that one cord video.
Wow.
For you guys, what I would tell you is make them, because it only takes one video going to a mill. That's right. And it's totally random. It only takes one video going to a mill to potentially change your life. And then there will come a time. I don't think Facebook's going to die. And I don't think Instagram is going to die. Right. I think those two are going to kind of be major players. There will come a time when TikTok morphs itself. It's already aged up to 40-year-olds, for God's sakes, but it morphs itself into something that will be a lot more community driven, like Facebook. If it doesn't, somebody else will build an app that's like Facebook for local, right? So the skill set that you learn by making TikTok videos will translate into business eventually. So I would just do it. They're fun to make too, once you learn the platform and kind of how it works.
Yeah, you rolled that extension cord pretty badass, like a parachute.
Yeah, that's how it. So Tyler, same kid that filmed me, he showed that to me last year, like right after Easter is when he started with me. And this is kind of a long story short, but it was just him and I. He was the only employee I had, and I was, long story. But anyways, so he goes, boss, check this video out. It was a TikTok video of the guy that like originated that. His name's King Nilla or something like that. But so he shows me this video of him doing it, and I'm like, yeah, right, bro, that looks so hard. So then we started testing it, and it works. It's legit. I love it. All the guys roll all of our cords like that. And it took us a minute to kind of figure out how to do it, right? But and so then that's why I was like, well, here, just film this, and so then I film it, and it's that guy that originally did his original video whatever years ago. That King Nilla guy was an airborne ranger that did his parachute that way. And so I was just like, yeah, let me teach people, right? And the whole idea was I made that video for bounce house people. I did not think it was going to do, right? If it got 1,000 views, I would have been stoked, right? But I wanted to create the niche of bounce house, right? Teaching bounce house stuff on TikTok, right? That's going to be my niche. And then it went bonkers, and everybody's like, you ripped off King Nilla. I'm like, no, bro, he taught me. Like, I'm not out here trying to rip anybody off.
But how many units do you think you need to go full time with this thing?
Yeah, in a market your size, right, and it also depends on how much money you need to survive. But in a market your size, you could probably make it happen pretty close to, you probably need 12. I'm throwing darts at the wall here. This is kind of a guess. Yeah, 12-ish, 15-ish. I'm trying to remember, like, we did, Jump Off did with about 15, 16 units somewhere in there. And they were random, sporadic units all across the board. Like, it was not a very good inventory at all. Did like 80,000 in revenue. And when you're working alone with nobody, you're not paying payroll. You're not paying, your margin's really high on that. And so, I mean, we were good to go. You know what I mean? And my wife has, like I said, she owns a hair salon. She does really well. So that kind of gave me the air cover, so to speak, to be able to do what I've done, because she had it on the lockdown. But if you quit, I'll put it like this: you could do it now. You would just need to supplement. So I quit with 2 units, not thinking the Jump Off was anything scalable. By the way, I had no idea what the inflatable business was. We bought a third right after I quit my job, so we had 3. I was driving Uber and literally taking stuff off the side of the road, coming home, cleaning it, and selling it on eBay and Facebook Marketplace, and paying the bills good enough. You know what I mean? If it's something that you can wait on and you're cool at your 9 to 5 now and not dying, like I was dying, dude. I was dying inside. So I had to go. But if you can hold your breath longer, just do that. You know what I mean? Because it gives you more money you don't need the bounce to pay a bill. It can just scale itself. You know what I mean? Once you quit, the bounce has to pay the mortgage or buy the groceries, or, you know what I'm saying? And so the longer you can hold your breath, the faster you can scale your business to where you get to a spot where it's easier.
Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna be predicated on you. If you hate your freaking 9 to 5, get the hell out of there. That's what you have to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. I think I'm on the road of tired of working for people, man. I mean, I
Yeah,
work for
dude.
my dad at a law office, but I'm just ready to do my own thing, man. And
Once you jump to, as long as, right, you said you have the work ethic. So as long as you've got the other business skills to back it up, once you jump, you'll scale quicker it's because you have to.
mhm.
It's like you just jumped off the cliff. Now you really got to build the airplane. If you're going to sit there on the edge of the cliff and build the airplane, you're going to take your time. You're going to dink around. Once you jump, it's like, oh shit, you better build it or else you're going to die.
Yeah. I mean, really, the only thing that scares me is the winter season, man. The one rental weekend, but you say you drop your numbers pretty drastically down during the winter season. So I've seen people that are been in business for 20 plus years posting on the bounce pages that they got one rental in the summer. They haven't had any slides out, and I'm like, whoa, here I am, brand new company, and I'm doing four, in a weekend. Like, I felt like, wow, I felt really good about it. And then the winter comes, I'm like, damn, I'm sitting on 15 grand worth of inventory, and it hasn't made me $1 in 4 months, 5 months. It's kind of mind boggling, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, yep. I mean, and that's the other thing too is I didn't start my Christmas light. I didn't become a Christmas light contractor for any reason other than it was an accident. It was a fluke. I didn't even know that was an industry when I started that either. But the two businesses, right, married together pretty good. There is some overlap in October that's stressful, but it's good stress, right? Because I'm too busy between two businesses that are scaling quickly. Like that's not a bad problem to have. But yeah, in October they kind of overlap, and November I got to step away from the jump off and hand the keys to the fellas, and then my guys. This year was almost solely Jacob, one of my guys that works with me, Jacob, running everything. I mean, I was making the schedule and still talking to the clients when they'd message, but for the most part, he did everything so I could go focus on Christmas lights. You know what I mean? But those two businesses overlap well, and as I make more content on Christmas light business, there'll be a lot of people jumping into that realm. You know what I mean, from the bounce house world because they do work out so well. But you
The
could.
industry's crazy, man.
Oh, dude, I mean, you're
I'm
talking.
just scared of heights, man.
Yeah, that's right. I get that a lot. People are like, I understand it's badass, but I'm gonna stay away, dude, because I don't like ladders and roofs and heights and da 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 da.
And I don't do that.
Yeah, so but there's plenty of other businesses that you could get into.
Mhm.
I kind of made friends with a rather successful pressure washer guy. I haven't had time to really have a good conversation with him yet, but I am interested in that business, not for myself. I don't want to start that business. I'm busy enough, but just as something I can put out there. I don't know if it stays busy in the winter, but I'm gonna try and talk to him and get him on the channel. Um, you
That's
know,
another business that I looked into.
yeah, and down in the South, I mean, Houston's as humid as New Orleans, so everything gets covered in mold everywhere, and so it's a big business.
Really quick.
Yeah, so it's a big business.
The thing down here is, we're so big, man. I got literally within these two cities I'm in, Richmond. I go across the street, I'm in Rosenberg. Um, we got 100 plus bounce guys in this little 20-mile radius.
Right.
And I go into Houston, there's 1,000 companies. So the market's very hard. I got major companies that do the regular bounce houses. All I have going out during the winter season for $85. That's nothing for them, but they got 30 of them, so they could do it. At that, I got the people on Marketplace doing $65 on them. At that, $100 with two tables and 16 chairs. Like,
Yeah, I've
it's
seen those
crazy,
posts.
man. The market's crazy. I got a buddy that started after me after speaking to me. And he's like, I'm worried. And I was like, man, it's just the nature of the beast. I was like, I told you when you started, like, it's beautiful in the summer, like, it's good money, but in the winter, like, you can't rely on this right now. Like,
Right.
you have to build yourself up to that.
Yep. I mean,
And
I
I'm
deal
trying to
with.
get him to understand that, but he just can't seem to process it.
Yeah, I deal with a similar thing around me. So I'm the only company in my immediate area, my whatever, that little 12-mile radius. I'm the only company that does 1-day rentals. Everybody else does Friday to Sunday for the 1-day price, and their
Okay.
1-day price is lower than my 1-day price, and I do 6-hour rentals.
Oh,
You want
wow.
to pass 6 hours, you pay extra money. You want it overnight, you pay extra money. You want it tomorrow, you pay extra money. I'm the most expensive by a landslide, but those people all have side hustles, so they do it the easy way, and the easy way is keep it cheap, do all weekend long because you don't have to track anything. The unit's booked this weekend, it's booked this weekend. There's no
Okay.
Saturday booking, Sunday booking. There's no right. Whereas me, I can book a unit Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 3 different places and triple down on that revenue. They have got it set to where it's easy. So my competition I'm up against is cheaper for longer rentals, and we all have the same freaking slides. We all have, right? One of the kids that works for me works for another one of those companies too, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we got this one there too. Oh, we got that one there too. I already know that one. We got that one over there too." You know, they're doing $185 for Friday, Saturday, pick up Sunday.
Wow.
I'm $230 for 6 hours.
On a regular bounce?
No, that's like a combo.
Okay.
That's like a combo.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't worry about it. Like the clients that, like, I'm gonna put it this way. I had a lady that has been a client of mine for a long time, messaged me and wanted to book something through Event Hawk. I got her, like, she hit me through Event Hawk and I knew who she was. So I started chatting with her. And then I followed up there. I said, "Hey, you know, you didn't book anything yet. You need a hand? Like, what's the deal?" She said, "Oh my God, I feel so bad, but I know how good of a businessman you are, so I'm just going to tell you, I booked with another company, you know, because they just had the unit that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You guys didn't have the unit my kids wanted, whatever." I said, "Okay, that's fine." I said, "Do me a favor, just tell me who you booked with. I'll make sure they take good care of you." She says, "It's this company." I said, "Yep, no problemo. I'm gonna text the owner right now." So I screenshot it and text the owner. I said, "Hey, bro, take good care of her. You know what I mean? Because she's one of my good clients."
Mm-hmm.
The slide she booked is like $50 less, and she gets it Friday to Sunday, where she would have had 6 hours with me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. But the level of customer service that I just offered her by literally telling somebody else to take good care of her, you know what I mean, is unmatched. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the differentiator.
They'll bring her back.
Yeah, that's the differentiator. She may never rent another slide for me ever again. I don't know, right? Because I'm more expensive. She's got 4 kids. Da, 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 da. So, but she's not going to go tell her friends about the other company. She's going to go tell her friends how badass I am for doing what I did. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I don't do it. It's not transactional. You know what I mean? I'm not doing it to try and get more business. I'm doing it because I'm a good freaking person. But that level of customer service is what we offer on every single rental, right? And that one's, you know, over the top, so to speak. But we knock on the door. We have a conversation with them. We ask them where they want it. We show them where it's going. We talk to the kids. We pet the dog, right? I over communicate. I text them like crazy, right? Because people don't like phone calls. I text them, "This is your drop off time. You know, when we drop it off, this is your pickup time. We get people overnight for free if it's convenient for us." You know what I mean? We do everything so well that they would rather pay the money to have the jump off supply their inflatable than the discount people.
Mm-hmm.
There is tons of clients that, you know, laugh me off of Facebook Messenger when I tell them the price, because they're like, "I can get this same thing Friday to Sunday for cheaper." Go for it. Respect. Like, if you, my wife doesn't give a shit about customer service. She doesn't give a shit about quality of the inflatable, right? Back before the jump off was invented, all she cares about was money. So she went with the discount guy. You know what I mean? She would never rent from the jump off because she wants discounts on coupons and whatever. She would never be one of my clients because she doesn't see the value, right? So when it comes to competition and the crazy popcorn machine and 1,000 chairs for $60 at the bounce house, it's like, you weren't going to get those customers anyway, right? Because they want all that shit for that low of a price from some uninsured company that's going to show up with dirty stuff, and they don't care. My wife didn't care if it was dirty because she got it for a good deal. Not that this was ever like intentional, so to speak. It's just my personality. Like, back when I worked in retail, when I worked in the slummy malls, it was hard for me because I wanted to, you know, my district managers would come in and be like, "Dude, you got this store trimmed to be, you know, in Beverly Hills, and we're in the hood. Because it's just my personality. That's just kind of the way I go. So it's like whenever I build a business, it just ends up skewing upper scale clients because that's how I build it. You know what I mean? Where now I'm in gated neighborhoods, $1 million homes, $2 million, $3 million homes, are who I'm putting Christmas lights on and who I'm dropping bounce houses to. And those lower rent neighborhoods, we're not really in those anymore because they're going with the cheap guy. And I like it that way, not because I don't like going to those cheap neighborhoods. I don't give a rip, right? But I like it that way because the discount customer getting their needs met by the other people just alleviates stress for everybody. Anything else? Why don't you plug your biz? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people watching on YouTube from Houston, and yeah. So why don't you plug your biz, your Facebook page, or whatever it is where people can go find you?
Okay, we're the Bounce on Facebook, and if you get on Instagram, it's the Bounce on Instagram.
No, that way I can funnel people to your Instagram, and then that's a good place where people can connect with you and find your Facebook page and all that, right?
Yes.
Very cool, man. Well, I appreciate your time. If you have any other questions, always hit me up on the messenger. If you guys at home have any questions, you guys DM me on Instagram at Nick O Glass, or I actually just started a Patreon page. So if you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically a subscription service. You can subscribe, quote unquote, to me. I got 2 different options in there right now, where there's one I think I have is $13 a month. It's unlimited text, so we can message back and forth. You get a special text number that goes straight to me. Or I've got one that's $50 a month, unlimited phone calls. We can FaceTime, we can do whatever. For the $50 one, you just text me and we schedule it. And I try to schedule everything that day. Basically, I started the Patreon page kind of as a way to say, look, I'm still replying to all DMs. I'm still replying to every single message. It's kind of starting to take longer for me to reply, and those replies are getting short because they're getting a lot. So if you really, really, really want some robust help from me, you have the Patreon page as a resource. So link is in the description. Anybody listening from the podcast, please like the podcast, subscribe to the podcast, leave a review. I think that's all I got for you. So thanks for coming on, Rob. It was a good conversation, man.
Hey, I appreciate all the knowledge and helping me in this process.
Absolutely, dude. So, all right, everybody. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Peace. See you in the next one.
All right, man. Have a good one.